Your baby is screaming, you've tried everything, and nothing is working. What you're about to learn changes that, right now. There is a moment every new parent knows. It is 2 a.m., the baby has been crying for 40 minutes. You have fed them, changed them, rocked them, shushed them, walked laps around the living room in the dark, and they are still crying. And you are standing there, exhausted, helpless, starting to wonder if you are missing something that every other parent somehow knows. You are not missing something because you're not a good parent. You are missing something because nobody gave you the actual science of what a crying baby's brain is doing and what it specifically needs to come back down. That's what you're going to get today. These are not tricks, not hacks. They are 5 techniques grounded in infant neuroscience, the way your baby's nervous system actually works. And when you understand why each one works, they stop feeling like guesses and start feeling like a language you finally know how to speak. The first one is about how you hold them, and most parents are doing it slightly wrong. When your baby is crying, their nervous system is in a state of full activation. Stress hormones are circulating, the brain is sending out distress signals, and the fastest way to interrupt that cycle is physical contact, but not just any physical contact. Specific contact. When a baby is held firmly against a caregiver's chest, something remarkable starts happening. Their nervous system begins syncing with the caregiver's. Heart rate, breathing, cortisol levels, all of it starts orienting toward the calmer physiology of the person holding them. Within minutes, the key word is pressure. A loose hold doesn't have the same effect. A firm, secure hold, baby against your chest, their ear over your heartbeat, your hand supporting their bottom and their back, gives the nervous system the physical input it needs to start coming down. Your heartbeat matters more than most parents realize. Your baby spent 9 months falling asleep to it. It is the most familiar sound in the world to them. Putting their ear directly over your heartbeat isn't just instinct, it's neurological. Hold them firmly, heart to heart, and breathe slowly. Your nervous system is the scaffold theirs will come down on. The second technique is the shush, and there's a reason it works that most parents never hear. The womb is not a quiet place. It is a loud one. The sound of blood moving through the placenta, the muffled sounds of the outside world, the constant low hum of being inside a body. Your baby spent 9 months in an environment that registered at roughly 80 to 90 decibels, about as loud as a vacuum cleaner running in the same room. When a baby is born and placed in a quiet room, that silence is not calming. For a nervous system that has never known silence, it is actually disorienting. The shush works because it mimics that sound. But the most common mistake parents make is shushing too softly. The shush needs to be at least as loud as the cry to actually register. A quiet, polite shush into a screaming baby's ear does almost nothing. Shush with real volume, directly near their ear, steady and rhythmic, until you feel their crying start to soften. Then gradually bring your volume down as theirs does. You are meeting the nervous system where it is and walking it back down. Not forcing it, walking it. The third technique is movement, and again, the reason goes back to the womb. For 9 months, your baby was in constant motion. Every step you took moved them. Every time you shifted, they felt it. The experience of being completely still is new to them. And for some babies, especially when they are already in high distress, stillness actually makes the dysregulation worse, not better. Most parents default to slow rocking, and slow rocking is too gentle for a nervous system that is already fully activated. What works in those moments is faster, smaller movement. Less like a cradle, more like the motion of walking at a brisk pace. Hold your baby securely, support their head, and use a small, rapid side-to-side jiggle, about 1 to 2 inches of movement, consistent and rhythmic, much closer to what they actually felt in the womb. As the crying eases, slow the movement down gradually. Match their calming pace. The movement is not a switch, it is a dial. Turn it down with them. The fourth technique is the suck, and most parents underuse it not because they don't know it works, but because they worry about what it means. Sucking activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of the nervous system that is the direct biological opposite of the stress response. When a baby sucks, cortisol starts dropping, heart rate slows, breathing steadies. It is one of the most efficient calming pathways their body has. And this works whether the sucking is for feeding or not. The calming effect has nothing to do with food, it is the neurological action of sucking itself. If you're trying to settle a baby who is not hungry, offer a clean pinky finger pad side up. The gentle pressure on the roof of their mouth activates the sucking reflex and starts the calming response almost immediately. Your baby came into the world with a built-in regulation tool. Your job is simply to give them access to it. The fifth technique is different from the others. It is not about adding something, it is about changing something. Sometimes, especially when a baby has been crying for a long time, the nervous system gets caught in a loop. The original trigger is gone, but the activation keeps going. The baby is crying and they no longer really know why. They are just in it, and in those moments, more of the same techniques don't break through. What does break through is a sensory reset. A change of environment is one of the most reliable ways to interrupt a crying loop. A different room, a cooler or warmer temperature, the outside air on their face for 30 seconds. The shift in lighting, air, and sound gives the nervous system a new sensory input, and that brief orienting response is often enough to break the cycle. A warm bath works the same way. Even just a few minutes of warm water activates the same calming pathways as skin-to-skin contact, pulls cortisol down, and gives the nervous system something completely new to focus on. What the reset does is ask the nervous system one simple question: what is happening right now? And for a moment, the answer shifts to something that isn't distress. Now here is what matters most about all 5 of these. They work because they speak to the biology underneath the crying, not to the behavior of crying itself. Your baby is not crying to frustrate you. They are not crying to manipulate you. They don't have the neurological capacity for either of those things in the first year of life. They are crying because their nervous system has been activated, and they have no way to bring it back down on their own. You are that way back down. Not just because you are their parent, because you are their co-regulator. Their nervous system learned your rhythm before it learned anything else about the world. Every time you respond, even when it takes a while, even when the first 3 things you try don't work, even when you're running on no sleep and barely holding it together yourself, you are teaching their nervous system something that goes in deep. Help comes. That is not a small thing, that is the foundation of trust, the root of emotional security, the beginning of resilience. You are not just stopping a cry. You are building something that lasts.